This video is brought to you by Samurai Buyer, an awesome website where you can purchase Japanese products at Japanese prices. Get all kinds of Japan-exclusive Pokemon products. And be sure to use the coupon code Gnoggin889 to get 50% off of the service fee. It expires on the 22nd of August. Hey, it's Locked In, here's a really quick video. So first, real quick, the biggest question on everyone's mind about this channel right now is where is part 2 that was promised of that huge Pokemon video? And it is coming next week, for sure. And this video has to do with that. One of the reasons it was delayed so much is because I figured a lot of it has to do with the anime and how the anime plays into the reboot and everything. And it speculates about how this season of the anime will end, but this season of the anime ends really, really soon, so I was thinking I'll wait until the story develops a bit more until I figure out exactly what is going to happen. But then later on I split up part 2 into part 2 and 3 because I didn't want an hour-and-a-half long video, and part 3 deals more with a lot of the symbolism of the anime ending, meaning part 3 probably will come out after the anime season finale sizes. But anyway, what this video is I'm covering another theory that has to do with the whole reboot theory, but isn't necessarily a part of it. In other words, if this theory I'm mentioning right now about how the anime will end is true, then that further supports the reboot theory, but if what I'm about to say right now ends up being false, that doesn't debunk anything. Understand? This is a side theory that helps, but doesn't destroy. It's a side thing. And like I mentioned some of this in part 2 and 3, but not the bulk of it. This is mostly new stuff that has been in my head all day today. So based on all the information I have, and the script for part 2 and 3, and all the research I've been doing, here's what I think is going to happen to the anime as of right now. Ignoring the reboot theory, this is separate. What we know as a fact is that the Kalos League is ending soon. Ash, or Satoshi, which is his Japanese name, is in the finale. He's part of the championship round against a character named Alan. Or Alan. We know based on the already released titles of the upcoming episodes that someone will win, one of these two will win, and then something big and dangerous will happen at Prism Tower, involving not one, but 2 Zygardes, which would then come together and form the 100% form Zygarde. And that all starts during the Pokemon League, so Ash may not actually win it because it gets interrupted. That's something that might happen. We also know that his opponent, Alan, will supposedly bring out a new Pokemon that no one has seen before, at least not that anyone in the anime has seen Alan having before, so what I assume that means is that it's going to be some new Alola Pokemon. They do this in the anime all the time, introducing the next-gen Pokemon later on into the current-gen anime. It's really interesting, actually. Like, here's a bunch of Pokemon that they did that with. Anyway, the league will happen. I predict Ash will win, or the big Zygarde event will cause it to be a draw because it gets stalled, and then it gets destroyed in a giant blaze of green fire. And the sky will turn red, all apocalyptic-y. Stuff goes down at the Prism Tower, the sundial gets involved, possibly shoots light into the Prism Tower. When light hits a prism, what does it do? It turns into a rainbow. What was Sun and Moon called before it was called Sun and Moon? It was called Pokemon Rainbow. Project Pokemon Rainbow. Anyway, season finale happens, Ash wins, grows up a little more, goes to Alola. Why is he going to Alola? Think about it. Alola has no gyms. What is there for Ash to do? Ash's whole thing is to become a Pokemon Master and beat all the gyms, get all the badges, and win the Pokemon League. If there is no Pokemon League, why is he there? Unless something drastic happens, like he finally became champion and is now going on and possibly helping form a new Pokemon League, create new gyms in the Alola region. He's still totally going to be with Serena, by the way. And while Ash is doing all of this excavating in the Alola region, they start uncovering the secrets of the Sun and Moon temples, and eventually the whole Sun and Moon eclipse thing starts happening, and other various mythical Pokemon and legendary Pokemon get involved in ways that will be explained in part 2 and 3. But really think about it. What is happening that is making Ash want to go to the Alola region? Is it that it's this new, unexplored island region possibly created, or a portal opens to it, from the sundial hitting the Prism Tower and Zygarde stuff happening all over the place? We know that the sundial is not on a coastline, yet it is. It's strange. There's some strange time-space stuff happening here, possibly relating to Hooper rings, maybe? But either way, there is definitely some sort of space-time thing happening, otherwise this would not be possible. Also, these do look like multiple islands off in the distance, and usually Pokemon games don't put things in places unless they need to be. Like, look at the outskirts of the Hoenn region. Blank water everywhere. Nothing but water. Ocean! And ocean. Yet here are 4 islands off in the ocean where there shouldn't even be an ocean. Time-space stuff happening. Our sun emits all light, which when directed at a prism turns into a rainbow. Sunlight hits the sundial, booms, right into the prism, rainbow, boom. Time-space stuff happens, Alola region is discovered, that's why there's no league or gyms there, and now Ash is going to help them make one. Because he's already a champion, why not start doing that kind of stuff? Perhaps he is chosen to be the one sent to Alola because he helped save the entire planet, or just the Kalos region, from the big Zygarde battle that's happening. Think about it, he has saved the world numerous times, but most of the time it's off in some deserted place. The only witnesses are his friends and an evil team, or other legendary Pokemon. But this time the Zygarde battle is happening in the center of the Kalos region, in its most prominent landmark even, and during the Pokemon League. All eyes will be on Ash. He'll finally get some recognition. And in the Part 2 script you'll notice when it comes out, I mentioned that the Kalos story might be the very end of Ash's story, and that was my original idea. But with these leaks that are basically confirmed because of this girl, I'm having second thoughts about that, because Ash is right there also. Granted, these could still be fake, and if they are real, Ash could just be here for a sense of scale, so that you have another example of how big a human is to this Pokemon. And this isn't actually canon, but it might be. But why Ash is going to Alola is a mystery. He's already done a similar type thing in the Orange Island League. And that's what I want everyone to think about. This video is not for a conclusive theory idea. This video is to get people talking, get people thinking, especially other Poketubers. What do you think about all this? Some very deep and unusual things for the Pokemon anime are going to be happening very soon. Maybe it'll all come together. Maybe it'll just end a season. What do you think? Let me know down below. And I do have one more thing to say, and that is, if you are a fan of anime or Pokemon products, you should definitely check out Samurai Buyer. I've been getting a few items from them and they are awesome. Basically it works like this. There's Japanese eBay, there's Japanese Amazon, there's all kinds of Japanese online stores that only sell to Japan. And by going through Samurai Buyer, you too gain access to those websites, because Samurai Buyer becomes your Japanese address. A lot of amiibos are a lot cheaper in Japan, a lot of Pokemon toys are a lot cheaper in Japan, a lot of things are a lot cheaper in Japan actually, even after shipping costs. And again, use coupon code Gnoggin889 to get 50% off of the service fee. And also I have a trailer for my Pokemon Part 2 video right there. By trailer I mean it's actually just the intro by itself. So yeah. Think about all that stuff I just said. What do you think? Follow me on Twitter and get updates about the progress on Part 2 and 3. It's cool.